Okay, all you cool cats and kittens. This is my third attempt at making this video just because I keep making really silly mistakes. Like, I couldn't say clockwise in the last video and I tried to say it like 5 different ways and it just kept messing me up. So this is gonna be the video. I know it. So in this video, we're gonna learn how to draw the circle of fifths just for major scales. So circle of fifths. Why is it called fifths? I don't know. We're going to find out. First, we need to draw a circle. That's a pretty good circle. So, I don't know. Your circle may be as good as my circle. We're going to find out. So, I wrote my never eat soggy waffles on it. And this is just to help make sure that my circle is really nice and even. I don't want to like distribute my 12 points of the clock like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and realize I only drew my 12 points all the way up to 7 o'clock. I want to make sure that it's a really nice even circle. So I drew my never eat soggy waffles and I'm going to draw 2 points in between each never eat soggy waffles. 2 points between each point. So nice and even, nice and even, nice and even. And I don't know about you, but I like everything really nice and organized. So we're only going to do the major scales. And just like as a really brief kind of just to let you know, the major scales go on the outside of the circle and the minor scales go on the inside of the circle. We're not going to do the minor scales in this video, so I'm going to write what the sharps and flats are on the inside of the circle for you. So know that if you write anything on the inside of the circle, which you can, I don't care, it's your piece of paper, I'm not looking at it. Just know that something else is going to go inside here. Okay, just to let you know. So major, minor. Okay, first things first. If we go around the right side of the circle, clockwise, that's going to be our sharp scales. And we're going to have 7 scales that are sharp. And we're going to start right here on number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is where it ends. And if I go around counterclockwise and I start here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see that they're going to be merging at the bottom just a little bit for 3 scales. And we'll see how they merge at the bottom. I just wanted to kind of start you with that kind of, let's see how they touch and meet at the bottom here. Now notice I didn't put anything right here. That's because our all white key scale C, no sharps, no flats, goes at high noon or 12 o'clock. So if you play piano, that means no black keys. You just go from C to C, all white keys. Or if you play a woodwind or brass instrument, that means you do not use any flats or sharps on your notes. It just goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All natural notes. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to start with my sharp scales just so I can show you why it's called the circle of fifths. So if you're moving clockwise around the circle, you're moving by fifth. So every time you move up to the next notch, the interval or the distance between each notch is a fifth. So if I'm going from C and I don't remember what this one is, well, I could say, well, it's called the circle of fifths. Let me just count up a fifth from C. C, D, E, F, G. Oh, okay, that was easy. Now you have to stay within this key signature. So I know in the key of G that there's an F sharp. Okay, so G, what's next? G, A, B, C, D. Okay, there has to be an F sharp because that was in the previous scale. And there's also a C sharp. That's just what I know. Okay, so I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm counting up my fifth. D, E, F sharp, G, A. I have to carry the last two over. And I'm also going to have a G sharp. Okay, I'm moving up a next notch. A, B, C sharp, D, E. Okay, I'm going to carry the last three over. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and a D sharp. Okay, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. If we don't do that and we don't carry these sharps in there, we're going to miss all of our black keys on the piano. We're going to miss all of our accidental notes, or whatever notes you want to call it, your flats, your sharps. And then we're just going to be playing all the white keys over and over and over again. We're going to miss all of the flats on this side, and we don't want that. So we have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. And this is the last I'm going to write this out on this side, otherwise it's going to look really cluttered over here. Okay, so fifth up from B is going to be F sharp, and a fifth up from F sharp is going to be C sharp. Okay, so that's where our sharps end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different scales that are sharp scales. We still have one that has no sharps, no flats. Now notice we only have one scale that has one sharp in it. No other major scale has only one sharp. No other major scale only has 2 sharps. No other major scale only has 3 sharps, so on and so forth. So, going around by fifth does not work this way. It would be by fourth. But you could still go around by fifth this way, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you that this is an F. And there's a B flat in it. I can tell you a trick. You can choose to accept this trick, or you can choose to just ignore it. So, the last flat in the previous scale was B flat. That means that that's going to be the name of the next scale. Okay? I'm going to bring down my flats, B flat, and the next flat's called E flat. The last flat in the previous scale was E flat. So that's going to be the name of my next scale. So I'm going to bring down my 2 flats, B flat, E flat, and I know the name of my next flat. It's A flat because I've just had it memorized for the past 20 some years. Okay, my last flat's A flat. So that's my trick in knowing that that's the name of the next scale. A flat, I'm going to bring down my last 3, B flat, E flat, A flat, and I know my next one's D flat. That's the name of my next scale. Uh-oh, what's happening here? C sharp and D flat? Are they enharmonically equivalent to each other? If I play them on the piano, is C sharp the same as D flat? Do they meet on the same key? Yeah, they totally do. So if you play a C sharp major scale and you play a D flat major scale, it's going to sound exactly alike. Okay. Same thing with G flat. G flat is the same as F sharp. It may be written 2 different ways, but when you play it, it sounds exactly the same. And then the same with C flat. So like I said, I'm not going to write out the sharps and flats here because you can see it already looks pretty trashy. So you can only have one major scale with that amount of sharps or that amount of flats in it. You can't have 2 scales that have F sharp in it and start on a different note. That's it. G's taken. G's got it. G won it at the auction. So it's called the circle of fifths because when you move around clockwise, you're moving by fifth. Just like a clock. This is like the super basic way of writing out the circle of fifths. I hope this helps. And ta-da! Let me move that.